What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? Dre James with it, and I'm here contemplating on what type of video games that I feel that I'm interested in. What sparks my interest in this gaming landscape today? Because I remember when I was playing video games hard, like really hard, was like probably the early 2000s. I remember I was like 18, 19, whatever. Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, because I think that game came out like around 2001. Around 2001 at the time I was 19. And it was awesome because I can go up to the GameStop. Was that GameStop I bought? I think it was GameStop. Anyway, I was happy because I was an adult and I didn't need a parent to buy the game for me. You know what I'm saying? So I was of age. So that was really the only era that video games was very insightful. Where when a game developer announced the game, the anticipation was like heavy. Like, oh my god, I'm so excited. I've never felt that way again now. Never. Because the gaming landscape has changed, and I think I always have like a thought of conspiracy theories. Like, okay, for a long while, video games was becoming popular. It was so popular that Hollywood was like, we need to throw some screws in the machine of the video game landscape and just put the focus back on movies. Because you have a large amount of adults that still game. That's all they do is play games. They not checking for movies or whatever. Only old people were checking for movies. But we need the youth. We need that young adult demographic. Yeah, I think that's how gaming now sucks. But I don't know. I don't really believe that. I think big developers now got lazy. And it's just making games for a quick dollar. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very expensive of course, it's very expensive to make video games now. Especially AAA titles, because they got like millions of dollar budgets, but they just throw some fucking game into the landscape so they can recoup that money that they spend in production of that game, and then they starting to have that copy and paste functionality with mobile games. That's how come you get like those, what's the word I'm looking for, microtransactions, because the microtransactions came from the mobile games from your phones. Console games they didn't have microtransactions. Like, it wasn't prevalent. Only like a couple of games had them, but it wasn't the majority. You know what I'm saying? But it was the microtransaction thing. Some people within corporate, on the corporate side of the game developers, started to getting advice from money people, and they started to put microtransactions in console games or whatever. It was like, and then all of a sudden they got greedy. But I don't know. I feel that the microtransactions is kind of dying down because a lot of people was complaining too much. Because why you want to put a paywall on some shit that it should be free? I don't know. Anyway, and then these dumbass people is getting suckered into that. I swear I saw an Angry Joe video where it was Valorant. People was buying silly ass microtransactions on skins, like weapon skins. You could decorate your weapons and stuff, and they would charge these astronomical rates. Like, you could get this pretty blue skin that costs $50 or $100, and these bitch ass niggas be like, they be eating it up like, oh, gotta get that. But the thing is, especially Call of Duty, the thing, if you play the fucking game, so that's the thing that kind of grinds my gears on that. You gonna get that for free. You just gotta grind it out. But a lot of people don't want to grind it. Everybody want that shit now. Like, what the? I love shooters like the next man, but at the same time, it's like, I don't get the battle royale type feel. Like, okay, your shooting is a race to be survivor number one. You outlived everybody, but when you die, you don't respawn. You gotta start all over and shit. That reminds me of Nintendo classic games where there was no save option. If you play a game and you die, you gotta start all the way over. I hated that when I was little. I really hated that. And then it was a breath of fresh air when I fucking saw they introduced a save option. I think that came when the classic PlayStation with the memory card. I was excited like a motherfucker when I heard that shit. I was like, you get to save a game? Oh shit. That makes me feel so old right now. I was like back in 96. I was like probably a freshman in high school. Shit. Oh man. Anyway, it's changing. You know, these game developers were going to like not make single player games because EA, name a company, they thought that single player games wasn't cool anymore. Nobody plays single player games, but there was a large percentage of us gamers that was playing single player games. It was just that a lot of players was playing MOBAs or like battle royales or like these service online games like Destiny. Well, you can call that could include itself into the MOBA realm. But yeah, it was MOBAs. The MOBAs and like battle royales that was popular, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of went back on they plans to get rid of single player games because there was still a market for it. There's always going to be a market for it. I will always play a single player game than an online game. Number one, that single player games is good. That you could pause the game. Let's say you gotta take a shit or a piss, and you can pause the game, go to the bathroom, do what you gotta do, come back to the game, unpause it, and start where you left off. That's number one. Number two, there's no people. There's no people to talk shit. There's no people to troll. I mean, I understand the online. You want to play this game. Let's say you don't feel like going to your friend's house. There's always the realm of online play. You can link up with people remotely and have fun. You know, but there's no people to bother you. It's just you. And it's to some gamers that can be boring because, you know, many people don't like to play by themselves. But I think when I play video games, I play for peace of mind. I get lost in the story, especially when single player games. Well, you have some story type elements in online play like Destiny, but the sense of peace you get when you play a single player game, it's like you get enthralled in the story that it provides, and you can just lose yourself in this bubble of relaxedness. So I go again, making up words with relaxingness, and you ain't gotta worry about other people carrying other people, and or shit, people becoming a dick. This is what the fuck. Anyway. But it is what it is, you know. I haven't not once. Well, I can't say that. I've been excited a couple of times in this gaming atmosphere today, where I just bought Far Cry 6 on the PC. That's because I just built a PC, and I was like, I want to see how good it would be if I play a game like that on the PC of what I built, and just have it 60 frames per second and in the load times is quick, you know. And once I did that, I built a PC because I knew I was going to get a PS5 or Xbox Series X. I actually built a PC that have the same qualities as PS5. Graphics card was a bitch to get because that shit was don't even get me started about the graphics card. Let me tell you something. When you buy a fucking computer, you gotta know what your budget is. Because I knew I was going to like, if I wanted to play games that's like next gen level, gotta spend some money. That graphics card was like probably almost $2,000. Thank God at the time I saved up my money when I had them fucking unemployment checks that kept rolling in. I had a savings account. Yeah, I spent a lot of money on that graphics card. That shit's thick too. It was like this thick and shit with like 3 fans. So I'm like, shit. They go, nah, it's 2 fans. I'm sorry. It was this thick. It was like a fucking, what is it? An Asus. I know it's a NVIDIA, a GTX 250, some shit. I don't know. It was a 250, 350, whatever. It was one of them. I know because a friend of mine was like, do not get a graphics card that's like 1050 Ti. That's old. But then again, another person was like, hey, it doesn't matter. Don't fucking matter. And it does matter because these new games, they suck up a lot of power. They're like, it don't matter because I got a T50i and I ran one of these new games and it worked fine. Just put the game on medium. Because I don't want to put no game on medium. We want to put it on high or ultra. What the fuck? We don't put no game on no goddamn media. I want some PS5 and Xbox Series X quality. so I could run the games on ultra all the time, But still, there I go on tangents. But still, the excitement of video games coming out, it's like, for me, I can't, I can't be the voice of many. I only can give you what I can give you from my perspective, where the excitement of video games has kind of dwindled down a little bit. Or maybe I'm just getting older. But when I was in my 20s, there was a lot of good games back then that was worthy of praise. You know what I'm saying? Worthy of praise. You look at the titles that PS2 have gotten, the PS1, the classic Xbox, and it was like games that was like good. It was so good and didn't have that online mobile crap. Good single player games. I think old school games, well, it's not really old, but the game I'm thinking of that people still praise nowadays, and then it's not even that old, it's The Witcher 3. I think that came out in 2016. No, I think it came out in 2014. That's what I want to say. People still love The Witcher. CD Projekt Red, they felt like they didn't have any sleep making that game. That game was awesome, but it is what it is. Anyway, this video is long, and I'm going to end this right now. Whatever. Put respect on my name. Anyway, peace out. Hit that like button. So subscribe and hit that bell notification. Peace out.